Hey guys, a very good afternoon. So today we have with us Satyendra. He's a colleague of mine in the pharmaceutical R&D organization that we are currently working in. It's a subsidiary of Dr. Reddy's. So he's working in the field of intellectual property rights, and this is one alternate career in chemistry that one can pursue if someone is not willing or is not liking, working in the lab. If they want to find some alternate career, this is definitely one of the upcoming and promising fields. So Satyendra had done his MSc in chemistry from University of Pune. Thereafter he had about I think like for 1 year he was working in one of the CSIR institutes which deals with intellectual property. So we will get to hear him, like from which institute he did that, how he got this opportunity, what all are the positive aspects of this particular domain or this particular field, what is it all about, what are the skills that are required, what you need to do in order to get into this domain. So these are all the aspects that we have talked about. All right, and he has been working in this field for 2.5 years, so in between you will find that he is using some complex terminologies, but wherever I found that things are getting a little complicated, I have tried to simplify it or summarize whatever he had mentioned, so and made sure that when I'm translating it into simplistic terms, I am not changing the meaning of the things. All right, so anyway, I hope you find this video informative, and without any delay, let's begin with the video. Hey Satya, how are you doing?
Hi man, how are you? Good.
I am great. And first of all, thank you for accepting the invitation to be here, and talking to the students. Yeah, I mean,
it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure to talk with person like you.
Thanks. I mean, so the thing is, people do not have any idea about intellectual property, what exactly it is, what is the scope. There is no idea at all. I'm sure that when you also entered into this field, you also had no idea about this domain, right? So just your introduction, then whatever you're comfortable with, but it should convey the message what exactly is intellectual property. At least we can start with this, and then of course we will dive into the more technical aspects. But if you want to just introduce someone who does not have any idea about what is intellectual property and how a chemist can fit into it, if you can just throw some light on that.
Sure, I would like to. So intellectual property has many aspects, like not only patent, copyright will be there, trademark will be there, design, industrial design will be there, or plant variety can be intellectual property. So there are many ways. In that we can say, for the chemistry people, it's suitable is a patent one. So पेटेंट एक्चुअल क्या होता है कि एक टेक्नोलॉजिकल डॉक्यूमेंट है जो इन्वेंटर के बीच में और गवर्नमेंट के बीच में हो जाता है. इट्स अ टेरिटोरियल राइट गवर्नमेंट गिव्स टू यू फॉर अ मोनोपोली ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर इन्वेंशन फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम. As a TRIPS agreement, the time limit is 20 years. That's what agreement says.
Okay.
So that is a patent. Yeah. So for chemistry people, this science or specifically science people, this patent field is wide open, because see, patent exam will be there, and for that patent agent exam, only science graduates will be what we say, they can apply for it. They can apply for that exam. So only science graduate have that scope of area.
Okay. So tell me this: how does a chemist basically fit into this role? मतलब what is your day to day role में क्या क्या चीजें you utilize?
Okay. So as I am working in NCE company, new chemical entity company, my role is like that. Suppose there is an invention planned by scientists in particular area. Suppose there is a target for cancer, and from that target they want to know what are the already inventions are already done. So their IPM roles comes first, because they want to know what are the scope over that field. So we prepare the landscape report for them to understand what are the inventions already there and what is the scope, where is that space is remaining, where invention can be done. So like that, the IPM role starts. So after that, considering that knowledge, our scientists work on that particular area and prepare their own inventions and prepare their own compounds. So after that invention, means inventing those new compounds, we'll check for patentability, whether those new compounds are fitting in the role of patentability, like novelty, inventive step, industrial application, all this. So those compounds are fitting in that or not. We will check for it. After that, we'll file a patent for it, like
Okay.
provisional patent in India, and after 12 months, we'll file for PCT, and after 30 months, we'll be going for national phase filing for all the whatever the countries we require to file. So
Okay.
we'll focus on those, and between that part, prosecution will be there, litigation after the grant will get in. So these things will be there in the
Okay.
day-to-day life.
Okay. So थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे यार technical हो गया, तो let me just simplify it in some sense and you can let me know if my simplification is right. So basically,
Sure, sure.
like for example, for those of you for whom it was a little bit more technical, I just want to convey this that, so for example, if you are working in some R&D organization which is working in the field of pharmaceuticals, and you are developing some new drugs or new molecules which might act as drugs, then you also have to know that what are the previously reported molecules in that domain, or which are targeting that particular protein or that particular disease. So basically, as a person who is working in this domain, your job, one of your roles is to find out that what all has been done in that particular domain previously by other organizations, and where do we have scope to make modifications or to make new molecules. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is the first aspect, and then you also have to file the patent in India, and then in the rest of the world as well. If
Yes.
okay. So from, I think, from the first aspect where you have to do some kind of literature search, somewhat, or patent search, or something of that. You have to do a survey of what
Yeah.
all has been done, right? So that would require
Yeah.
some kind of analytical skills,
Definitely. So
right?
we call it as a prior art search before starting any invention, and
Okay.
it means in that we'll check other means paid and no unpaid webs means databases. We'll check for, like Google Patents is there, eSpaceNet is there, USPTO's PatFT is there. So those are
Okay.
free websites. After that, we'll go for Derwent, Thomson, like that. Paid databases also we use for whatever to check for whatever the inventions are there for our target. We
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say how, I just want, first let's talk about your perspective. Like, how did you get into this domain? How was you introduced to it? After,
Actually,
so you have done MSc in chemistry, like I've already told the viewers. So how, after MSc chemistry, how did you get into this domain? How were you introduced to this?
okay. Actually, frankly speaking, I came here accidentally. I was not knowing P of patent also. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I did my MSc from Pune University, and after that I joined SciFinder. There is a database in Pune, SciEdge Abstracts.
Okay.
So there I got to know that in CSIR URDIP there is one institute of CSIR which works on this patent field. So I
Okay.
got to know that there is a position for a candidate who is having enthusiastic about these patent things and all.
Okay.
So so I applied there. I got the position. After that, I got to know what is the patent, what is the intellectual property. Then I became passionate about this field, and my journey started over there.
Okay. Nice. So
Yeah.
how, like, what was something that that made you like the field? What are the some key aspects that made you like this field?
Yeah. See, sometimes what happened. We are in science field, so we will be particularly limited to a particular domain. Like in some area will our research will be going on, but in patent what happens, every time new inventions comes to you, and it's a very what we say, it's very challenging to you to understand that invention and to think like that inventor. It makes us challenging, and that is the point, what we say, that is triggers our brain.
Okay.
For me, is triggering my brain. That's the thing.
Right. Right.
If
Right.
passion is
Right.
my, yeah.
Okay. Basically, in some sense, that ek to you are getting introduced to whatever new patents are, or new inventions
Right,
are coming.
right.
So ek to you are fresh with the latest inventions that are happening in not just one single domain but in multiple domains. So ye to ek aspect ho gaya. And then secondly, what you mentioned, ki you have to think from a patent point of view, from an inventor's point of view, and see what all things he has done and what all is the scope beyond this.
Right.
Okay.
So there is a skill actually. See, whatever the inventor had already done, this during the drafting, how they have defended their patent. See, we did do invention for a particular thing, but we can't mention only particular thing in a patent. We have to broad our limits to get more and more rights for that. So
Okay.
that what we say that triggers our mind for that.
Okay, so basically, yeah, like we also see that even though some molecules they have mentioned, but there could be more molecules covered in the same patent, even though they might not have synthesized
Definitely.
it. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Right. So like, yeah, I mean, it is quite challenging in the sense you have to understand how much you can stretch it, because if you stretch it beyond a limit also, then you might not get the patent or you might not get those rights. So you have to set a limit as well.
राइट। एक क्या एग्जांपल के तौर पे देखना चाहे तो हमारा घर रहता है, उसके बाजू में हम कंपाउंड डालते हैं। राइट, घर ही हमारा इन्वेंशन होता है और कंपाउंड अपना लिमिटेशन होता है। तो
Okay.
अगर वो कंपाउंड दूसरे के कंपाउंड तक जब तक नहीं जाता तब तक हमारा लिमिटेशन हो जाता है। अगर
Right.
वो
Right.
दूसरे के कंपाउंड में जा रहा है तब वो हम इनवैलिडेट कर रहे हैं उसको।
Right.
सो
Right.
दैट
That is
कंपाउंडिंग
actually
इज अ पेटेंट। या
that's actually a very good example. I think ये
राइट।
काफी इससे काफी अच्छे से समझ में आ जाएगा. So that's good. Now, yeah, if let's say I am a MSc, I am in MSc second year, or if I am in MSc first year, ठीक है, and मेरे को इस डोमेन में जाना है या एटलीस्ट एक्सप्लोर करना है, and then I'll see whether I'm liking it or not. अगर मेरे को एक्सप्लोर करना है तो what do you think? First of all, according to you, it's been 2.5+ years since you are in this domain, if I'm not wrong. So
या ट्रू।
right. So from your point of view, what are the skill sets that are required? And second question is कि यार किसी को अगर उस फील्ड में जाना है तो how can one make that leap, or what does one need to do to get into this domain?
Okay, so there is no such formal education directly like a patent thing, but many postgraduate diplomas are there for patent law. Like many prestigious institute, NALSAR is there. I did from there only patent law. PG
Nalsar
diploma in
is in
patent law.
Hyderabad, right? NALSAR.
NALSAR Hyderabad, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So and IGNU is also giving some courses on it. NPTA is also having some courses on it. So
Okay.
you will get enough information or enough things to know about what is the intellectual property and what are the other rights in
Okay.
intellectual property. Yeah, and apart from it, WIPO, WIPO is there. There's patent scope. They are having the database. Apart from it, they are having e-learning center. So there are multiple courses. Some of them are very free, and you can join those and you will get enough information from there.
Okay. And what according to you is like, if someone, what is the required skill set according to you? Who would be interested in this domain?
Okay, so there are basically as a beginner, we can't say that he'll be skillful, because there are many skills you will get to know after entering in this field only. Like what is the analysis, how to do analysis. See, if they in the field, there are 4 types of analysis, like a prior art search I already mentioned, then landscape is there, patentability is there, and FTO is there, freedom to operate. So
Okay.
these will be skills. Along with that, patent drafting is another thing, prosecution and litigation will be another thing. These skills are there, so you will get to know after entering into this field only. Before that,
Okay.
you can understand only what is the patent and what is the law.
Okay. I think that's good. So basically, what you from your side would suggest is that someone should do a PG diploma and see whether they are getting interested in
Yeah,
that field, or whether they're getting some interest, or maybe they can do some short courses and see whether they're getting that interest or not.
right.
Yeah, I
That will
think
be
that
litmus test for them.
yes, I think there are a lot of companies now which are coming up or mushrooming in this domain. And secondly, I think एक work from home का भी aspect one can get in this field, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, what I was asking is कि in this domain, see, I think a lot of companies are mushrooming, which are dealing with patents, and a lot of biotech companies are also now coming up in India. So according to me, I think इसका जो scope है काफी in future और ज्यादा रहेगा. So what is your opinion? Would the scope of this field
Definitely.
increase?
Yes, definitely. See, up to 2005, India was relying on Patent Act 1970, which was allowing us for process patents only. But after TRIPS restriction, in India also, many companies are coming. to file patents as there are as a new product. So बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोप है और इन्वेंशन आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है, तो कह सकते हैं कि यार पेटेंट्स की और इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी की ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जरूरत पड़ेगी आगे जाके.
Okay, fine. So I think if someone wants to try out this field, according to you, एक डिप्लोमा कोर्स और एक शॉर्ट कोर्स उनको ट्राई करना चाहिए and see if they have interest in that or not.
Right, definitely.
एंड हाउ डू दे एंटर, मतलब यार एक क्वेश्चन होता है बहुत कॉमन है कि फ्रेशर्स को कौन जॉब देगा, तो हाउ हाउ डू दे ये क्वेश्चन मेरे को बहुत आता है. आई टेल देम कि यार कभी कभी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल जाती है, समटाइम्स यू गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी लाइक यू गॉट अ प्रोजेक्ट इन CSIR एंड फ्रॉम देयर यू गॉट द एक्सपीरियंस. सो व्हाट वुड यू सजेस्ट सच स्टूडेंट जो बोल रहे हैं कि यार फ्रेशर्स को कोई लेगा नहीं, तो अगर हम PG डिप्लोमा कर भी लेते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, देन हु विल हायर अस?
Okay. So, one more thing I missed it. TIFAC करके कोर्स है जिसका किरण प्रोग्राम रहता है. So वो लड़कियों को ट्रेनिंग देता है IPR के लिए 1 year का with the stipend also. So there are many centers in India. They can find it. That was the one thing. So you are asking that who will recruit the new fresher. So many companies, see more than 1,000 companies are in APA and in Discovery also now for India. So many companies are looking for freshers in this field, and there is no proper education system for this, like technical knowledge, technical people having that legal knowledge, they will not get anyone. Right. So they are looking for freshers who are interested in intellectual property. They will be always finding. And as I mentioned, ALSAR and these PG diplomas are there. Very few people do these courses also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they
so there is enough scope.
Okay, so by basically, if somebody is able to do the diploma, PG diploma, या some short courses, if they are able to gain some legal knowledge apart from technical knowledge, तो according to you, hiring के chances बढ़ सकते हैं या बढ़ जाएंगे definitely.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
या फिर some knowledge processing offices रहते हैं, KPOs रहते हैं, वहाँ पे एनालिसिस के लिए पोजीशंस बहुत ज्यादा रहती है हमेशा, तो वहाँ पे भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं.
राइट. एंड इसमें एक आई डोंट नो इफ दैट इज ट्रू और नॉट, बट एक वर्क फ्रॉम होम का एडवांटेज इसमें मिल सकता है फॉर समवन, डिपेंड्स ऑन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पर वर्क फ्रॉम होम हो सकता है. इज इट पॉसिबल?
Yeah, many times it happens that you will get a work from opportunity also.
Okay, that is good. So I was asking, like, to sustain, everybody needs some kind of income, right? So is it at par with technical? Is it more than technical? What people are earning in technical, or there's no limit, one can earn a lot as well?
When it started, I will say that it's with the technical only, but after that, see, for technicals, after some time there will be saturation, but here experience matters a lot. So I will say that income will be always high compared to technical.
Okay, that's good to know. So we have talked about the future scope. It has advantages. The, like you mentioned, the remuneration or the salary that you would get would significantly increase over time, and it will be even more than technical domains. So ultimately, is there any significant disadvantage according to you of this domain?
See, in this field, you have to always reading something, right? There will be always some cases going on. So what are those recent cases are there? What is happening in other countries like US? What is happening? What are the law changes? EP, what is happening? If there is we are doing prosecution or litigation in China and other Japan, Asian countries. So what's going on there? We have to check for that. Apart from in India, what are the law changes and what are the recent cases? What are their results? Those things, like as a law person, we have to understand. It will be, I will say that intellectual property is a practice. You have to make it always.
Okay. Did you do any, like you had mentioned, sorry, I forgot to ask you this, कि यार you mentioned कि about patent agent वाला exam जो होता है. So have you given that examination? Right. And
no, from last 3 year वो एग्जाम नहीं था. अब इस साल आ रहा है, तो प्रिपेयर करके दे सकूंगा.
Okay, but even so, but as of as of now, you have not qualified any formal examination in the field of patents, but
except PG diploma I didn't have.
Okay, so basically what I'm getting to is कि even with a formal education in chemistry, one can learn all these aspects like you have done in the last 2.5 years.
Definitely.
Okay, and how tough was it? like filing the patents. Have you done filing of patents as well?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
how tough was it to start off with?
See, when you are going to start, someone will be there to assist you, but it's
Hmm.
not a, so everything is not a rocket science. After some time, you will get to know how to do it. These things are very simple, but the thing is that you need to understand the law language. That's it.
Right. So if I have to summarize, I think three important skills according to you is you have to read a lot, do lot of research, always
Yeah.
to know about the changing landscape, because patent laws are changing at a very fast pace now. With, I think I was reading one lawsuit or something that was filed in England, wherein artificial intelligence machine kind of like came
Yeah.
up with a molecule. So people
Right.
didn't know that whether the molecule who has, like, the company which is operating the AI software, whether the patent belongs to the molecule, whether the patent belongs to the to the organization, or whether the patent belongs to the person who had made that AI based algorithm. So, like, these kind
Yeah,
of
this is a
complexities.
long talk actually. From last 2-3 decades, it's happening that if AI invents something, is it who will be inventor of that? This question
Yeah.
is always there. Even
Right,
in
right.
Australia, some cases are going on now.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
that was actually quite interesting. I read it a while back. Fine. So I think one, of course, see, whoever is watching this video, you have to explore from your side. Like, we can just introduce you to the field, but आपको अपनी तरफ से काफी चीजें explore करनी है, and on how you have to find things. We can just give you insight into what all things are there, how it works at an internal level. But getting into that domain, once, see, आई थिंक यू विल ऑल्सो एग्री विद दिस सत्या, कि वंस आप एक बार फील्ड में एंटर कर जाते हो, देन इट इज वेरी इजी टू फाइंड द नेक्स्ट जॉब, राइट? और इट इज वेरी इजी टू
Definitely.
सस्टेन दैट फील्ड, राइट? इट्स जस्ट दैट द इनिशियल
Definitely.
पुश जो आपको फर्स्ट कंपनी में आपको जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी स्लाइटली ट्रिकी और टफ टू फाइंड.
राइट. मैं तो पहले बोलूंगा कि आप वाइपो या फिर कोई इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में कहीं पे नॉलेज मिल रहा है, एनपीटीईएल जैसे साइट्स है गवर्नमेंट्स के, सो वहां पे कुछ नॉलेज मिल रहा है तो वहां से ले लो. आप खुद उससे अडेप्ट हो पा रहे हो तो देख लो. अगर आपको पसंद आ रहा है तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन चूज दिस ऑप्शन.
Yeah, right. I think for them it is very useful. जो MSc में, for example, they have had some research experience, or they are not really interested now in chemistry as such. Like, उनको labs में काम नहीं करना है, or they don't want to do research. This is one alternative career that you can think of.
डेफिनेटली.
Right. Okay. So, thanks, Satya. Thanks a lot for giving us your
थैंक यू.
time and being here on the channel, and enlightening the viewers. और टेक्निक, ऑनेस्टली मेरे को भी बस आईपी के बारे में पता था, बट आई डिडंट नो हाउ थिंग्स वर्क, व्हाट आर आईपी एनालिस्ट स्पेशली फ्रॉम अ साइंटिफिक बैकग्राउंड वुड बी डूइंग. एंड स्कोप, मुझे ये भी पता है कि स्कोप तो बहुत है डेफिनेटली, बिकॉज एज न्यू कंपनीज कम अप, दे वुड रिक्वायर पीपल फ्रॉम साइंटिफिक बैकग्राउंड्स in the
राइट.
field of IP, right? So thanks a
यस.
lot,
यस.
yeah, for taking out time and
थैंक यू
being here.
लॉट. यस. यस. वेलकम.
Hey guys, so I'm a verified educator on Unacademy, and along with that, I'm also available on the Unacademy Plus platform, where I'm taking live classes along with other educators. So, in case you're interested in attending the live classes, you can subscribe to the Unacademy Plus platform using my referral code, that is SETHI, and that will give you 10% discount. All right. And in case you're not interested in attending the live classes, you can watch the free courses that are available on the Unacademy. For that, all you need to do is go to the Unacademy website or download the Unacademy Learning app and search my name over there, that is ACT. Once you do that, you will get the access to all the free courses that are available on the Unacademy platform.